Alright, hey guys. I'm Lana Lang, and I'm here with, well, first of all, I'm helping with the telemetry. I'm the external communications lead for Apogaea organization in Denver, Colorado. And I'm here with Luki today, and he is a board member and liaison to our telemetry or communications group. So I'm going to be asking him some questions so you can get to know him a little bit better.
Sweet.
Hi, aloha.
Hi. Aloha. Yes, I'm Luki. I'm a really pretty new board member. Just came on about 4 months ago in August after the previous board rolled off. I'm only here for 1 year. And then we'll see what happens, but my intention is to only be in this state, hopefully, for another year.
Okay.
Every winter I say this is my last winter in Colorado.
And there's a foot of snow outside, so I can't imagine why you would be saying that.
I'm sick of it. Yeah.
Now, you said for a year, so that's your personal goal. How long is a board term typically?
So a board term is 3 years.
Okay.
So ideally we have 9 board members, and essentially every year 3 of them are supposed to be rolling off, and they're supposed to be being replaced by 3 new board members.
Okay.
So those board members are elected by Team Ignition, which is basically our volunteer leads, which keeps everything running. And so they're elected once yearly, 3 of them. So then if any board member takes a 3-year term and is unable to finish it, as it stands now, that board member's term is filled by someone else, and that person would be appointed by the board. So I was appointed by the board to fill someone else's 3-year term that they finished 2 years of.
Gotcha.
So I'm basically the pinch hitter, or the relief pitcher for the end of the game.
Awesome.
And then, depending on how things go, I would consider going again, but I don't plan on being here, so I'm gonna just try to get as much done as I can while I'm here.
What prompted you to become our pinch hitter board member here for the next year?
Yeah. So I've been involved with Apogaea for quite some time in different capacities. Kind of a boots on the ground volunteer. I was the social media liaison for a couple years back. So I definitely have watched the event and the organization grow from its infancy to sort of the behemoth that we have now. So it was, when I first came to Apogaea 10 years ago, it was a 240 person event at Happy S Ranch. And now we're approaching, last year it was 2,200 people, so it's grown almost tenfold in 10 years. And
biggest board meeting ever.
I know, right? It's huge. Hey, Mariah.
Hi.
Mariah just walked in. She's another board member.
So basically with the event not having happened last year, and there being kind of a lack of volunteers, a lack of board members, they functioned for a good deal of last year with like 5 board members out of 9. So they were definitely stretched a little thin, and I basically saw there being a great need, and I saw there it being really important that people step up, or else the event might not happen, or the organization might fall apart. And I think a lot of us came on board this year, with that extra energy, wanting to push really hard to, make it happen, just because we care that much about it.
Is that one of the biggest challenges that you see right now facing the board? I mean, are we looking at a lack of volunteers? Do we have too many volunteers? How's that going?
Oh, too many volunteers? No, I don't think we've ever had too many volunteers. No, I mean, there are a lot of unique challenges this year. I have no fear. I have no doubt that we'll be able to pull it off. But it takes a lot of work. And the more hands that we have, the lighter work that it is. So I definitely would like to see for there to be a lot more people coming on board and that kind of thing. But yeah, there are a lot of unique challenges. I think it's just the creativity of all of the members of the organization and the community at large that's going to pull us through.
Yeah. Well, that's the big question on everyone's minds. I mean, is what's going to happen? The event didn't happen last year, so what do you have to say to people who are kind of doubtful or questioning that?
Well, I feel like the doubt is definitely understandable. There are like I said, there's a lot of unique challenges. There's a lot of hoops to jump through. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome. So I mean, basically, I just think with the amount of the effort, the amount of love, the amount of kind of desire and intention, and just pure raw stick-to-itiveness, that we're going to be able to pull it out. Like we're getting really close on a lot of the different things that need to be falling into place in order to make it work. Usually this time of year, it's the holidays. Usually this time of year is kind of a radio silence, where most people are attending to their families and those kind of things. And so, a lot of people on a year where everything is kind of going, the way that it has, and we've had long-standing land agreements and those kind of things, this is definitely the downtime of the year. For this year's board, with all the unique challenges that we're facing, it's full steam ahead. I mean, this is probably the busiest that we've been, since the beginning of this board term. So, we have a lot of balls in the air at the same time, and we're just trying to get everything done in a timely manner. And, we do ask for a couple things. I guess one would be, a bit of understanding that it's a lot. It's a lot for us to handle and to take on. So, a little bit of compassion definitely goes a long way. But then the other thing is we just need as much participation as we can get. We're trying to make sure that we're incentivizing participation, and that people aren't just giving and giving and giving, but that also they're being recognized and appreciated, and those kind of things. So join us, come join us, and it'll be a great experience for everyone. But
How can people get involved?
so we have a lot of recruitment opportunities on the website, which is apogaea.com. Your department, as you know, is partially tasked with keeping things up there that are current roles that are being sought after. And these are sort of the most crucial year-round kind of roles. But as the event approaches, there's definitely going to be a lot more opportunities for people who are going to want to volunteer on a more short-term basis. So these are the kind of shifts that I used to take back when I first got involved. It was sort of like, I would work a shift at the gate and help people come into the event and make sure that their car gets the tag that it needs, that they get their wristband, all that kind of stuff. And the event doesn't really run without a huge army of those kind of volunteers as well.
Yeah.
And I think that we are in a pretty good position this year to be able to recruit all those kind of people. But yeah, that's just kind of stuff that if people stay tuned to the website, stay tuned to social media. So Facebook, we have an unofficial Facebook group as well. So if people kind of stay tapped into that sort of stuff, that would be the best way to find ways to be involved, to get involved.
Great. Great.
So I've been variously over the decade. I've been just kind of a participant who was wide-eyed and going, wow, this is such an amazing thing, so different than anything I've ever experienced. To a sort of boots on the ground volunteer, to an Ignition volunteer, and Ignition is our leadership team, as I said. So I don't know. I think it's a really beautiful culture, and I think it opens a lot of people's minds. Like my first year was just completely mind-blowing. So.
Absolutely. Life-changing. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up, before our board meeting this evening?
No, I don't know if you had any more questions about like who I am or where I come from or what color my underwear is or what.
Well, those are questions that I figured we could definitely cover. So yeah.
Blue.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, great. Well, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely, I appreciate yours.
Now, this is a series that we hope to do with each of the board members who are willing and able to speak on camera, just to give the community an idea of who's behind the Apple board, so you can put a face to the name and understand that we are doing our best. And don't mess that face. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great time.
All right, nice to meet you all. I'm Luki. Feel free to get in touch anytime.